Blessings, divine family. Welcome back to the sacred space, to the day one A1s. Your steadiness is seen, your hunger for truth matters, and to every new soul who has just joined this frequency, you are not here by accident. Today's word is about faith restoration. Not blind faith, not emotional faith, but faith as a vehicle for restoration. And we anchor this message in the Bhagavad Gita chapter 4, Yoga of Renunciation of Action in Knowledge. This chapter is surgical because faith is not restored through emotion. Faith is restored through understanding. Now, the Most High reveals that when faith begins to weaken, certain patterns arise like cynicism, chronic doubt, self-hatred, intentional criticism, projection onto those walking in alignment. There are people who watch others grow and instead of asking, "What can I learn?" they ask, "How can I invalidate?" Right? This is not confidence. This is internal unrest. But here is something important. Doubt itself is not evil. In chapter 4, Krishna, the Most High, says, "The ignorant and the faithless who are full of doubt perish in confusion." Notice, doubt is natural up to a point. Questioning refines intelligence, but chronic doubt corrodes action. When doubt becomes identity, faith collapses. Because faith requires knowledge. Krishna reveals, the Most High reveals that this wisdom was passed down through lineage. It is not new, it is eternal. Try to understand the core nature. Why? Because faith that is rooted in knowledge cannot be easily shaken, right? Modern warfare attacks knowledge. 2-2 on the timer. It floods the mind with distraction, misinformation, comparison, and when knowledge weakens, cynicism grows. Faith restoration begins when you understand divine justice does not operate on your timeline. Many people forget that divine justice is not operating on their specific individual timeline. It's operating on a universal timeline for a collective. It operates on alignment. 255 on the timer. So we must understand how divine justice arrives. Krishna, the Most High, says that whenever righteousness declines and unrighteousness rises, He manifests to restore balance. But restoration is not random. It is dependent on action. And it is dependent on intention. Right? Many people want divine intervention while living in contradiction. That's what my point is. They pray for justice while nurturing resentment in their hearts. They ask for elevation while harboring impurity of motive towards others. If you are doing black magic on some person and you are literally asking the Most High to swap destinies with this person using low-level vibrations, how even this is possible to manifest? And how do you know that this is not a universal crime? Okay? Divine justice is not emotional favoritism. It is alignment with dharma, okay? If you are expecting God to intervene in your life, ask, are my actions aligned? Are my intentions clean? Because faith without alignment creates frustration, okay? 4-4 on the timer. Now, chapter 4 also teaches something misunderstood. Renunciation does not mean inaction. It means acting without ego attachment. When you renounce ego-driven action, your work becomes sacred. Faith is restored when you stop trying to manipulate outcomes and instead purify intentions, right? That is sacrifice. And yes, sacrifice is part of the deliverance. If you really want deliverance in your life, for every wrong thing to be redeemed, something must be surrendered. Old patterns, old pride, old narratives. Deliverance is not convenience, it is refinement of your dharmic path. I have been through this. Divine Collective, I have lost beautiful opportunities just because my path was not aligned. Right? And Krishna says, the Most High says, knowledge burns karma like fire reduces wood to ashes. Think about that. Faith restoration happens when ignorance burns away. Ignorance says, I'm a victim, I'm condemned, I'm superior, I'm powerless. And Krishna, the Most High, says, I am responsible, I'm accountable, I'm capable of correction, I'm aligned with the higher law. Self-hatred dissolves when knowledge enters. Okay? Projection dissolves when self-awareness rises. So betrayal and the test of faith. This is the part I'm going to touch here. There will be betrayal, there will be critiques, there will be people who would project their internal chaos onto you. But chapter 4 teaches something very steady. The wise see action in inaction and inaction in action. Meaning, sometimes your greatest strength is restraint. Sometimes faith is proven not by reaction, but by stability. Okay? When you do not retaliate from ego, when you do not crumble under doubt, when you do not abandon your alignment. That's what I was tested on. I think I'm still being tested on this part. Will I abandon my alignment even if the things are completely opposite? Right? Faith is restored internally first, Divine Collective. And nobody is going to come and restore your own faith on the Most High, on how His ministry is going on, how His Council of Light is approaching each person's issue in the divine timing. You cannot question that. Okay? How the deliverance process works, let me be very clear. Deliverance is not magic. It is a process. It requires sacrifice of ego, correction of intention, surrender of pride, and last but not the least, alignment of action. Now, when these occur, restoration becomes inevitable. God does not restore what you refuse to refine. And refinement is not punishment. It is preparation. Divine family, faith restoration is not about forcing belief systems onto people. It is about understanding the natural divine law in which we all are living today and how we think about it. Doubt is natural. You can hit the comment section with doubtful comments. But living in doubt is corroding your own spirit, okay? It's corrosion of your own self. And, projection doesn't matter at all. You can project onto a person for some minutes, for some hours, for some days, weeks, years. And after that, your own spirit will corrode itself. That's it. Cynicism feels very intelligent at first, but it often masks fear. What are your underlying fears? What are you doubtful about? Projection feels very powerful, but it hides insecurity, unclean spirits. Right? The path of knowledge burns ignorance. The path of alignment restores faith. And when faith is restored, justice is going to arrive in your life. Clarity returns. Deliverance unfolds. 10:10 on the timer. Chapter 4 is not theory. So it is instruction. Act with purity, refine your intention, renounce ego attachment, and trust the divine timing in your life. Faith is not blind at all. It is disciplined alignment with truth. And when alignment is intact, let me be very clear, when alignment is intact, restoration is inevitable. I'm sending you blessings, highest white light of the Most High. May it touch every aspect of your life, in every way, in every prosperous way. I'll meet you guys in the next one. Until then, if you need any help with any spiritual warfare product or any consultation, you can check out the description box below, or you can go directly to the links section to book out your consultation with me. Until then, take care, bye-bye, divine rising, and God bless you. Good day. Ciao.